The year was 1816, and the world was shrouded in an eerie chill. Known as the year without a summer, it was a time when the sun seemed to hide behind a veil of ash and clouds, casting a pall over the earth. Crops failed, and famine loomed, but the true horror lay not in the fields, but in the minds of those who sought to explain the inexplicable. In a villa by Lake Geneva, a group of writers gathered seeking refuge from the relentless rain. Among them was a young Mary Shelley, who would soon pen a tale that would haunt the collective imagination for centuries. But what they didn't know was that the very atmosphere around them was charged with a dread that would seep into their stories. As the nights grew longer and darker, the group entertained themselves with ghost stories, each tale more chilling than the last. Lord Byron proposed a contest: who could write the best horror story? It was a challenge that would birth a legend, but it was also a reflection of the turmoil brewing in the world outside. The volcanic eruption of Mount Tambora in Indonesia had sent ash into the stratosphere, altering weather patterns and plunging Europe into a cold grip. Mary, restless and haunted by her own thoughts, found herself drawn to the idea of life and death. She envisioned a creature stitched together from the remnants of the dead, a being that would challenge the very nature of existence. This creature, born of scientific ambition and human hubris, would come to symbolize the darkest fears of humanity. As she wrote, the lines between reality and fiction began to blur. The dread of the unknown seeped into her narrative, echoing the fears of a society grappling with the consequences of unchecked progress. The Industrial Revolution was in full swing, and with it came a sense of dread about what humanity was capable of creating. But the true horror lay not just in the creature she created, but in the very act of creation itself. The story of Frankenstein would become a mirror, reflecting the anxieties of a world on the brink of transformation. It was a tale of ambition, of the desire to play God, and the inevitable consequences that followed. As Mary penned the final lines, she could feel the weight of her creation pressing down on her. The creature, abandoned and alone, became a symbol of the monstrous potential within humanity. It was a reflection of the fears that gripped a society teetering on the edge of modernity. The climax of her story was not just the confrontation between creator and creation, but the realization that the true monster was not the creature itself, but the fear and rejection it faced. In a world where the sun barely shone, the darkness within humanity was laid bare. When Frankenstein was published in 1818, it was met with a mix of fascination and horror. Readers were captivated by the tale of a man who dared to defy nature, but they were also unsettled by the implications of such ambition. The story resonated deeply, tapping into the collective anxiety of a world grappling with the consequences of its own inventions. But what many did not realize was that the myth of Frankenstein was rooted in a very real fear, the fear of the unknown. The eruption of Mount Tambora had not only altered the climate, but it also altered the course of human thought. It was a reminder that nature, in all its fury, could not be tamed. As the years passed, the tale of Frankenstein evolved, becoming a cautionary story for generations. It warned of the dangers of unchecked ambition, of the consequences of playing God. But beneath the surface, it also served as a reminder of the fragility of life, of the thin line between creation and destruction. In the end, Mary Shelley's creation was not just a monster, it was a reflection of humanity itself. The creature, with its longing for acceptance and understanding, became a symbol of the darkness that lurks within us all. As the echoes of the past fade into the present, one must wonder, what other myths are rooted in the shadows of reality? What other stories lie waiting to be unearthed, whispering of the fears that bind us together? The chilling truth is that the monsters we create may not be so far removed from the world we inhabit.